it is time to do our January reset. This video is going to be a little bit different, maybe a little bit longer because we're kind of closing out 2022 and starting 2023. One thing that I wanted to do was review what I was doing for my resets and kind of update it. So I made this little list for myself. I brain dumped everything that I currently do and things that I wanted to change, and this is the end result of that. I am going to go ahead and make a printable for you. I will leave that in the description box if you are interested in having your own reset checklist. So, looking this over, what I do is every Sunday, I'm going to do my weekly reset. I don't do the video for that. We do the monthly reset, which is the last week of the current month. So right now we are in the last week of December and we're going to do our reset, and the video will be live the first Sunday in January. So you kind of know how my schedule goes there. So the first thing I'm going to do, because this is Java with Jenna, is make myself a cup of coffee. Well, or grab a pop. So I have a wild cherry Pepsi today because I didn't feel like making a cup of coffee. We're going to do some kind of self-care, either like a face mask, or today I did my nails, something along that line. I'm going to journal for at least 15 minutes, while I'm sipping my coffee or waiting for my nails to dry. Well, probably not waiting for my nails, but waiting for like a face mask. So that will be the journal aspect. I'm not going to record that because obviously I might write some personal stuff that I don't really want other people to see. Or sometimes I doodle and mess up handwriting practice, things like that in my journal. That's just for me. Sorry. Some things are just for me. Let's see. We're going to grab all of our planners, our daily, our budget, our bullet journal, our goals, and our home companion. I gave you a hint at a future video. Home companion planner. That will be coming out, I think, next week. So I'm going to grab all of those and I'm going to review them to make sure that I am where I want to be. I'm on track, that I've kept up with my habit trackers, my spreads, all of that stuff. I'm going to look at my low spend, no spend stuff and see where I'm at with that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will link to that video here. Basically, for 2023, I have picked some categories and I'm going to try not to buy from those categories. That's the ultimate goal. And I'm going to do my accounting for my photography business and my affiliate stuff. And then going to specifically for for both monthly and weekly, I'm going to do a brain dump. I'm going to organize and declutter. Obviously review all my planners. And then for the weekly, the big one that I'm adding is finish laundry. Because I do my laundry during the week, I wash it, I dry it, I throw it in a laundry basket, and it sits. And it takes me a week, maybe 2, sometimes 3, to fold it and put it away. I want to be better at that. So on Sundays, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to fold my laundry for the week and put it away. And then weekly, I will also meal plan. I was kind of meal planning for the last year on and off. I've gotten off track of it in the last couple of months. So I want to get back on track with planning our meals for the week. Then when we do the monthly reset, I'm going to go through the stickers and the books and everything that are part of my shop your stash, low, no buy, and see if there's something I can use for the coming month, which books I want to read. Did I finish any books from my ginormous book stack, etc. And then I'm also going to do a monthly digital cleanup. I've had this on my list before, but I don't really do it. What I want to do is my phone. I'm going to clear out older photos, downloads, things like that, just to keep, some space on my phone. I'm going to clean out my Lightroom mobile, my Adobe Rush, because, I don't need to keep stuff in there. I'm going to go through my emails. I don't do a zero inbox, but I do sometimes keep emails for a while. I like to keep things like when I've made orders or shipping trackers to make sure that I get the product and everything. And I usually am good about deleting those when I get my package, but sometimes I forget. So I like to go through and just clean it out. I'm also going to include in that removing myself from any email list that I don't really use. And then, of course, my computer files themselves. Just go through, delete anything that I may have downloaded and have put somewhere else or no longer need. And the same goes for Google Photos, Google Drive, and Amazon Photos. I have my phone and my computer backup photos right to Amazon and my phone to Google. But those also include screenshots, downloads, different things like that I don't really need to save. I needed them to, I wanted to send something funny to a friend, or I downloaded a graphic to use on Instagram or whatever. I don't need those in my Amazon or my Google Photos, but I am really bad about going in and deleting them. So I'm hoping if I add that into my reset, I can sit down at the end of the month or beginning of the month and just go through, delete everything that I don't need from the previous month. So that is the digital cleanup portion of the monthly reset. And I think that covers everything that I have on my little list here. For today's video, we're not going to do anything with the brain dump, the organize, and declutter, because I've been kind of keeping up with my office this week. I know. Who knew? Who knew I could keep up with it during the week? And as far as the brain dump, I've been doing so many switching from, last year to this year that I've been writing everything down as I go. So I don't really need to do a brain dump this time. So I'm going to turn you around and we will go over and close out December's budget, set up January's budget. We'll take a look at my December bullet journal, see how I did, go through December goals, see how we did there. And that will be it for December, for resetting into January. January, we will also see the companion planner. When I get to the February reset, you'll see how I'm using that within my reset. That was a lot of resets in one sentence. I'm sorry. Anyways, without delay, let's turn around and get to it. All right, here is my bullet journal. And you're going to flip over to December here. And this was the spread I had done for December. Today is December 26th. So not done with December yet, but we are getting there. I did forget to do my blood pressure last week, so I don't have that one filled in. I have actually been keeping up with my habit tracker. I have not watched any of my courses this month. It's been busy. I have done a really good job clearing out some stickers here, and I have not finished any books from my stash yet. I have finished 3 other books, but they were all library books, so they don't count. I mean, they count, they don't count for this. I am getting better at journaling, and I'm trying to get back into the evening washing of the face, flossing the teeth, all of that stuff. So yeah, that's where I'm at with my habit tracker. And as you can see, I have nothing marked here for courses. I did watch all of the Wild U and December Club Moxie stuff. Here was my kind of like vague overview to-do list that I put in here. I haven't checked these off, but I have worked on them, but I don't feel like they're complete. So I don't want to check them off. And they're not going to be complete no matter what I do in December. But the whole point was to actually work on those things so that I'm ready for 2023. All right, so that is the bullet journal review. I will be doing a video sometime in January where I will show you my 2023 bullet journal and what I'm doing a little bit differently in it. And yeah, I think that's it. There's not really much else to say about the bullet journals. Moving into goals. Read 4 books. So far, I've read about 3.5. So I have a few more days this week. Hopefully, I will finish 1 more. Art, 15 to 20 days. I've done some, not as much as I would like. I did not do any of these under work and learning. I have started getting back into consistently running again. Not so much weights. Journal. I have been very good about journaling. I haven't watched my budget course, but I think I got a little bit better on the low spend. Still not where I'd like to be. And the daily cleaning, physical environment, all of that stuff. I've been getting back into my routine, so that is good there. So if you take out work and learning, I was pretty darn good. Like, I'd say 85%. Throw that in there, I'm probably at like a C. But you can't win them all. Let's see. This is the week of, I think it was December 19th through the 25th. And I did read. I don't know if I did some art. I think I did. I did run and hike. I didn't really do my PM routine much. I did it a couple days. Journal, I did. No spend. I ended up buying some stuff for the house. So it wasn't in the categories that I was trying to avoid. So I think it still counts. The point was not to like buy things that people would think of like as a gift. Stationery stuff, clothing, things like that. What I bought was a Bissell steam mop and some cleaning supplies. So I'm guessing nobody's going to be like, oh, let's buy her some sponges for Christmas. So I justify that as, yeah, I stuck to my no spend. Daily, weekly tasks, kept up with those fairly well. We did start cleaning out our garage. We still have a few more things to do. We didn't have enough room in our recycling bin for the cardboard boxes, plus our normal recycling. So that's going to take a couple of weeks. And I did start setting up January and 2023. So I did pretty well this week. Here is my breakdown for the week. You can see I kind of like checked things off as I did them. Oh, see, I did do art. I didn't finish crossing things out here on Saturday and Sunday, but I did that. Did that. So yeah, pretty much stuck to the plan for the week. So now let's look at 2023 goals. I did put out a video already. I will link it here if you want to check that out to see what my actual goals are. We're just going to look at January. Okay, I think you can see all of this. I went with the flagship vertical weekly for 2023. I liked that quarterly, the quarterly undated For some things, I needed a little bit more room on the weekly overview for what I wanted to use it for. And also, price-wise, for me, this is a better deal than buying the quarterly inserts. So that was my reasoning behind that. I'm going to have a review on Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday of this week for the inserts. So if you want a little bit more information on those, be sure to check that out or watch for it. So these are my January goals. I start out, same goal every time, read 4 books. And I used the ruler, and I put it this way and made my 4 little check boxes there. I want to work on art 30 minutes per week. So instead of saying I want to do art 15 to 20 days a week, I've said I want to sit down, put aside 30 minutes, and just do something. I have daily self-care, lotion, nails, all that fun stuff. We are in winter right now, and it's very dry in Arizona, in Phoenix. And I forgot to put lotion on before I started filming, so I don't know if you can see how, crackly my hands are. But my hands, especially the back sides, get very, very dry in the winters here. So I want to remember to keep doing that. I want to have a breakfast with my friends, which we already have that planned out. So I know it's going to happen. I need to work on planning our Kauai trip. That will be in February. So we haven't really started the planning. We have the basics, but that will be this month. We'll get all of the tours that we want to do, all those things lined up. I want to watch 4 landscape videos at a minimum. I would like to do a couple more if possible. And here I did kind of the same thing with art. I want to work on photography at least 30 minutes a week. So I want to set aside a specific date, time for that. I want to work on my coaching 30 minutes a week. And I want to work on content, like social media planning or content creation outside of videos and the basic posts that I do for 30 to 60 minutes a week. I don't have anything for family and relationships because I kind of put that under fun and recreation as well, because that's with my girls and that's with my husband. So it's one of those things where I never know if I should put it in family and relationships or fun and recreation. So yeah, wherever you put it, do what works for you. Some of this stuff can go in multiple categories. It's okay. Just put it where you feel it's best. Health and wellness. I want to run 5 times a week, and I want to put together a strength training routine specifically focused for trail running that I can do 2 times a week. And then I want to do my PM routine on non-game nights. So when we go to a hockey game, we don't get home till somewhere between, 10 and 11, usually, depending on what time the game started, if there's overtime, if there's a shootout, all those different variables. Or we might get home earlier if they're losing really bad. So on game nights, I usually get home, take my sleeping meds, and a half an hour later, I pass out. So I don't know that I let me try to rephrase that. I don't know if I can consistently stick to my PM routine on those nights because by the time I get home, I'm tired. We have to, settle the dog down, all that stuff. So that is going to be a non-game night thing. Spiritual and personal growth. I want to watch Club Moxie and the Wild You classes. And I want to journal on non-game nights. Financial, I want to work on using my stash. So that's my stickers, books, notebooks, those items. And follow my low no-buy rules, which I already linked to that video for you. I'll also put it in the description box in case you want to click that instead. I want to set up and follow my monthly and weekly budgets. So in 2022, I would kind of put a budget in place for myself, but I didn't always follow it. I didn't track where I was throughout the month. So I'm going to do a tracker in my bullet journal this year mostly for my personal category spending. So if I say for January, I haven't decided yet, but let's just pretend I say $500 in my personal spending category. And that includes a whole bunch of things, any kind of planner, art stuff, clothes, shoes, anything like that outside of like food or things for the house go into personal. What I'm going to do is I'll put $500 on my bullet journal spread. And if I buy something, I'll write it in there, subtract it out, and see where I'm at. So kind of like a cashless envelope system. Because otherwise, I stick pretty well to all of the other categories because I know what those expenses are. Housing, cars, utilities, all of those. It's really my personal spending that I have to get better at. Let's just put it that way. Or I want to be better at. Because I don't need any more stuff. I have so much stuff. And then I want to watch at least one module in my budget course. Moving on to physical environment, I want to do the weekly and daily cleaning tasks, the rotating monthly tasks. And then for January, I'm going to declutter and deep clean our living room. So those are my January goals. And here is my weekly actions. This is kind of my practice because, as you can see, this is December 26th to January 1st. So this is my practice, weekly actions, and spread. Obviously, I will, practice more going forward, change things up, see how things work, because this is a new, to me, planner. Not MakseLife, but the vertical version of this. And so this page, pretty much the same. It's the weekly spread that I'm experimenting with. So weekly actions, read 30 minutes a day on my lunch hour for the days that I'm working. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then usually, like today and Friday, I'm off. So I tend to read in the morning while I'm drinking coffee. Art, I want to find time to do 30 minutes. And I want to apply lotion daily because, as I said, dry skin. My elbows get really crackly and itchy. Yeah. I have my friend breakfast, and we want to plan our helicopter tour for when we are in Kauai. And then I want to watch at least one landscape video this week, do photography, coaching for 30 minutes, and social media for 30 to 60 minutes. Run 5 times, write out my strength program, and try to do that 2 times. PM routine. And then I wrote Club Moxie, but that doesn't start till next week. So I highlighted it or crossed it off. I want to journal. PM routine and journal will be most nights this week. We do have a couple of games. I want to do my January budget, stick to my low no buy, watch one budget video, my daily and weekly tasks, and set my dates for the rest of my tasks. So the monthly, the rotating, and figuring out when I'm going to do different parts of our living room for decluttering and deep cleaning. All right, so now I have a weekly vertical spread, which I'm so happy about. I love vertical spreads. I am not a horizontal spread person. This is the way my mind works, is top to bottom, not like across the page like that. So what I did was I went through my washi and my stickers, and I just pulled out some stuff to put on here. because I want to use up my washi tape and all of like the random stickers that I have. So this is a mix of, I don't remember where the washi tape is from, but I've got some Fern Creek stickers, some Planner Kate stickers, Chrissy Ann Design. I think that's all the stickers on here. So what I did is Monday and Friday are my day off, so I put that up there. I've got our game nights written down here. So I know that those 2 days I'm not going to do my PM routine or journaling. And then I used some Fern Creek sticker checkboxes for the things that I wanted to do each day. Oh, and these ones are Chrissy Ann Designs because I did not have enough of the Fern Creek sticker. So basically I went through my weekly actions. First thing is always my workout. So I have my runs listed at my strength. Then I kind of went through weekly actions and added them to different days based on what I had going on that day. So like these 2 days I'm off, so I have more time, so I can do more things. These 2 days I'm working from home. So what I do on my 15-minute breaks is I will clean up my kitchen and my bathroom. And I'll wash some towels on Tuesday. Friday, I will do my laundry. So that's kind of how I broke that off. I do go into the office on Thursday. So reading and coaching, that will be my lunch hour while I'm at work. And I have on here to open and close the December budget, January budget on Friday. But we're actually doing that live in this video. So that'll actually be here. This will just be kind of like brush up if I purchase anything between Monday and Friday. Yeah. So, and then I decided on Friday I'll watch my budget video. Saturday I'll watch my landscape. Saturday I will do my art, photography. Sunday is our friend's breakfast. And I believe my husband should be off that day, so I kept it pretty simple. I want to do some self-care, probably face mask or touch up my nails. And then for the habit tracker over here, what I did was I made a highlighter line for whichever category it is over here. So I want to have reading, workouts, my PM routine, journal, low no spend, and cleaning. I haven't decided if I'm going to use a dot marker, a pen, or the Moxie markers to like color it in when I do it. So how would you track these? Like, would you use a dot marker even though you don't have like the exact matching color? Would you color it in with the Moxie, the bullet end instead of the highlighter end? Or would you just use a pen and just like make a little check mark? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear how you would track your habits. All right, so that is how I'm going to do goals going forward. So the monthly resets, you will most likely see the monthly goals, and you might see like the first of the month weekly actions and the weekly spreads. So that is what I have in here. Some of this stuff I do put in my daily planner, like my workouts. And then like I'll put social media, but I might break it down more in my daily planner. So I'm still experimenting how all of this is going to work together. But I'm so happy to have all of this room to, plot out my weekly actions. That was the one thing I didn't like about the companion notebooks is it was like this page. And so I would have to put them into like my daily planner. And if I didn't do that, I would kind of forget, which is why I wanted to try those inserts because they had a weekly overview page. They were also dailies, but I didn't need the daily pages. I have found ways to use them, but I didn't need them. So that's why I decided the flagship was going to be what I try this year. So I have my weekly actions and a place to actually plan them out. And then if I need to put more details into like my daily planner or into here, I have the room to do that because I need room. All right. Next, we will do our budget. Okay, moving on to budget, and it took me a while to get everything in order, so the lighting changed. It's a little dark in here. Hopefully it's not too bad for you all. Just bear with me. I got my light, I got all my budget stuff, so let's go look at it all. I've got my debt chart up there. If my calculations are right, I will have these 3 cards paid off by the end of 2023. So that is super exciting. And anything I charge now, I pay off the following month. So like when the statement comes, I pay it off. This is just old stuff from like a couple years ago when my dad died and not realizing why I impulse shop so much or why I shop so much. So ADHD, I know what it is now. I know why I do it. I've been working really hard on controlling what I spend, and I'm planning to do so even more in 2023. Then down here, I did my December net worth, and it has went down a little bit, mostly because I think my house value went down. Let's take a look. Yeah, so in November, my house was listed as $336,400, and now it is $327,400. So that is where most of the change went. These obviously went down, and then my retirements also went down a little bit. The ASRS is about the same. Edward Jones went from 71 to 67, and Nationwide went from 3018 to 2994. So the Edward Jones and the house are where my biggest loss was. But I'm not worried about those right now. Those are obviously going to fluctuate from now until I retire in, I don't know, 15-ish years or so, whatever that is. If I retire then, I haven't fully decided yet. Then we'll look at our breakdown and our comparison. So over here on our budget versus spent, housing a little bit higher because I bought a steam mop and I put it under my housing category. Transportation a little bit less than I budgeted. Utilities spot on. Health a little bit less. Gifts were a little bit more. I budget and then I try to stick as close to it as I can. And I think I bought a couple of gifts that I hadn't budgeted for because I forgot. Yeah, ADHD. Pet, we didn't spend anything there. What we did buy for her, I had already included in our gift budget. Food, we ended up going quite a bit over this month in food. One, we bought a couple larger items in our butcher box. We bought a ribeye roast it was going to be for Christmas. Now it's for New Year. And we were off last week, so we considered that our vacation. And so we went out to eat a lot more than we normally would. Entertainment, spent less. Personal, I spent more. I tried, but still went over. Miscellaneous, I went over because I've been buying, like I said, different cleaning stuff for the house, just different random things that have come up. Debt, spot on, because I know what I'm paying every month. Comparison, so a little bit more on the house, but we had our escrow payment in there. Transportation was a lot more, but that's because we had our insurance payment. Utilities about the same. Health about the same. Gifts obviously a little bit less since I bought the bulk of our Christmas presents in November. Pet, obviously less. Food was a lot more. For some reason, we just didn't spend a lot in November. We didn't go out to eat much, and our grocery bills weren't that high for whatever reason. Entertainment was way less. Personal was actually less. So see, getting better. That's the first step, is a little bit of improvement. And then our miscellaneous was a little bit less. Bills are the same. So this bullet journal is now done. I was going to use it for next year's budget. Now I'm not, so I'm going to use it for something else. I have other plans for y'all. These, I don't know if I've ever shown them before, but this is our 2022 yearly spending. This is our total for 6 months. This is our total for the year. I did change up my categories a little bit, so these aren't like exact. For next year, I am sticking with these categories that I did for the last 6 months. And this is a slightly different net worth than the previous page. This does not take into account the housing, like the estimated house value. So it is a little bit different. As you can see, it's fluctuated. It got real low in April and June, and then went back up, back down. And then I actually ran out of room on the paper for the last 2 months. I had up to 75 on here, and I had 82 and 80. So I just kind of had those lines going off the page. But that is all of my 2022 budgeting, and we'll take a look at 2023. So I am changing it up for 2023. This is my bills calendar, and this was in my Color Blends 18-month planner. I had the first 6 months, or the last 6 months, in here. I am switching to the Erin Condren budget file folder, which this thing, I'm telling you, you need this, because look at this. I got like little notes to myself in here about payment plans. I got I got a savings goal written in over here. I've got the information for my Amazon 6 months no interest payments. There weren't enough stickers for all of our bills, so I, used a couple of different ones. But I really like that I can just look at this and I can see where our paydays are and where our bills are. So like these 3 are on our December paychecks, and these ones will be on that paycheck. These will all be on that paycheck, those on that one, and then all of his bills will be on that paycheck. So I really, really love having a calendar for like this really quick at a glance overview. I recommend this one right now because I love that it has this little pocket. It's got room over here for budgeting, and on the back side, it also has some budgeting stuff. I have done a full video review on this. I will leave that link in the description box, but highly recommend this. And this comes off. I've been playing around with it, so it's already started to detach. So you can just file this away, put your receipts, anything in there for taxes. So love this calendar. But again, you can just use any old calendar, any wall calendar, your planner calendar, whatever. Just mark it off on here. Then when I pay the bills, I highlight with a purple or a blue highlighter. Purple is my paycheck, blue is his paycheck. So again, more visual element of what's getting paid. So that is the bill calendar for next year. Then I am using a combination of my trusty bullet journal and the Erin Condren A5 coil budget planner. So let's take a look at the Erin Condren first. This is also in that video review that I am going to link to below. So it starts off with checking in and some goals. And then this is like your little dashboard. And what I did over here is I listed out all of the bills that I set up and pay. And I highlighted them based on which paycheck they will come out of, listed the date along the side. Then down here, I have my asset and liability, like I had in my bullet journal. These were labeled, what were they labeled? Restock and larger purchases. And I just put a little sticker over the top and relabeled them. The monthly financial goals, just a big blank box. So I made it into my debt tracker. My marker had a little like extra ink on it, so it made a huge little mess there. But I like that I have it like separated. So this will be the information I fill in at the end of the month where we're at. December balance, monthly progress, starting balance, total progress. For the little checklist, I've listed out things that I need to consider in our budget. So I'm having breakfast with friends on the 1st. A friend has a birthday. I have medication I purchased on the 7th. And then I have 2 doctor's appointments. And then this was just a blank box. So I'll show you. It looks just like that. So I just put a little label there, put net worth, and put the information for the net worth, which will come from the asset numbers. So that's how I have the dashboard set up. And then this looks just like the inserts that I have been using. So I've got our income listed up here, all of my 10 categories. And I like this better than the $10 inserts that Erin Condren has because those are back to back. So you have to like flip the page over. This, I can just look at it at a glance and see everything. So what I did for this month is I put my budget amount up here, and then a space for checking and credit card and total for everything. So I can easily see, is this total close to the budget? Now for housing, transportation, utilities, I look at our bills and determine about how much those categories are going to be. For food, what I did was I added up everything we spent on food last year, divided it by 12, and rounded up. So that is our average monthly spending on food. I did the same with pets. Gifts, I looked at, I have a birthday coming up, so that's there. Health, I looked at what I have coming up plus my average monthly expenditure from last year, came up with that amount. Entertainment is our average 12 months without our Coyotes season tickets in there because that skews it. That's a one-time payment of like $1,200. No, that's not right. A one-time payment of like $12,000. So that would make like our entertainment budget for a month like $900 and some dollars. So I took that dollar amount out and figured out our average expenditure for entertainment. For personal and miscellaneous, those are the 2 areas that I personally want to work on and cut spending. So how I came up with these amounts was I added up the 12 months. I divided it by 12, got my average monthly spending, and then I divided that number in half. So, and then rounded, because I like things that end in 0s and 5s. So that is where I came up with those numbers. And then we have, it's titled weekly spending, but how I'm going to use it is this will be for our checking account. This will be what my husband spends because he usually pays for the food when we're out, the groceries, all that stuff. This will be for my Capital One card, my Chase card, Amazon, and all other cards, which I don't use very often. These are the 3 that I always use. So that is the Erin Condren budget part of it. And I will get my bullet journal. This case and bullet journal is from Archer and Olive. And I will do a full bullet journal walkthrough in a different video later this month, or maybe next month, depending on when I get to it. So here I have my usual category breakdown, and I've written in the amounts that I took from the Erin Condren. So they're all there. Then I can put in how much was spent, figure out the difference, and do my red and green highlighters there. I have my spending comparison. So I've already went ahead and filled out what we spent in December on those categories. And then I'll do January at the end of the month. And down here at the bottom, I am doing my cashless envelope for personal and miscellaneous, because those are the two areas that I struggle with and really want to get my spending down. So I have my monthly budgets listed here. Miscellaneous was kind of an afterthought, so it's kind of like squished in there. I'll plan it out better for February. So what I'll do is when I purchase something, I will write in here, the date where I purchased it, how much it was, and then how much I have remaining of my budget. And when I get to 0 or close to it, then I am done in that category for the month. And then if I have, like $20 left over in a category, I may or may not roll it to the next month. I might just keep these amounts for each month. I have not decided on that yet. Okay, that is everything for budgeting. And next, I'm going to do a real quick thing on shopping my stash, low spend, no spend. And then we'll do the cleaning home update. Okay, so I have an entire video about my low buy, no buy. I will link in the description box for you. But I decided to do an inventory to really face the fact that I don't need to buy any more of this stuff. So obviously I did not count my stickers because there's a lot and it's really hard to do that. I am making a spreadsheet so I know what I have and know I don't need to buy, Valentine's Day stickers because I have 2 Valentine's Day kits already or whatever. So I'm aware of what I have for stickers. I have 185 rolls of washi. I have 84 physical books that I have not read yet. And I have listed out the current notebooks that I'm using. So I'm using about, 20 notebooks there. And I do use them. I use them all for different things. I have everything in my life segmented because I need, blogs in this journal, social media in this notebook, things like that. Coaching in this one. Because I can't put it all in the same notebook. It just doesn't work for me. Now, here is the part where I knew I had a lot of notebooks. And I was buying notebooks from Erin Condren, the 7x9 coil. I have 43 of them. I got 43 notebooks because I was like, well, the notebooks are only a few dollars more than the interchangeable covers. So instead of just ordering a cover for $10, why don't I get the notebook for $17 or whatever it was? And I usually bought them when they were on sale or really discounted. So somehow I ended up with 43 of those. I have a smaller amount of A5 coils. I have a dozen softbound and about 9 petite. And I use these all for different things. For Archer and Olive, I have 16 A5 notebooks. And then I have 3 B5s, 3 squares, 2 travelers, 2 B6. So not bad there, but it's the A5 that I have way too many of. And then I just noted that I have 1 notebook from Notebook Therapy, and I have 5 sketchbooks that I haven't even started yet. That doesn't include the sketchbooks that I have like partially used, which, oh, I forgot to. I have 2 Arteza sketchbooks that I haven't used yet. So let me just write that in. So I've got 7 unused sketchbooks, and I think I've got like 5 maybe that are mostly used. They're all like different sizes. I don't know. So that is where I'm at with my low buy, no buy inventory. So now you can see why I don't need to buy notebooks, because like a single B5 bullet journal will pretty much last me for a year for like what I use it for. So I got like 16 years worth of it. Of course, I do use notebooks for other things. So like these coils, I never probably need to buy another like lined notebook again, but it is what it is. I'm here, I'm facing it, and I'm doing something to fix it. All right, now we are going to do, you guys are going to get a little sneak peek of this because the video will not be coming out yet until a week from now. I believe it is. I believe it's coming out next Sunday. This is the Erin Condren Companion Planner. And I am using this. Here it says productivity on their website. They call it Companion. This design is sold out. Last I checked, they had the MCC and the Flora. If you missed out, be sure to watch my video when it comes out because I'm going to be giving one away. So what I am doing, I am using this as my home project, declutter, cleanup, whatever, note calendar planner. So I'm not going to go through everything in here. I haven't completely filled it out yet, but for the month of January, my focus is going to be the living room. And I'm going to first declutter, pull everything out of different areas, get rid of stuff, throw stuff away, find new homes for it, whatever. And then I'm going to do a deep clean. Like I'm talking like ceiling, walls, window fan, blinds, window fan, ceiling fan, window, baseboards, all of that stuff that, you know, you don't always think about when you're doing your like daily, weekly cleaning. So I've started planning that out on here, and this is how I'm going to track it. I've got, you know, a to-do, buy, fix list over here. I've got, you know, the different areas of the house, the different things I want to clean. I've got some notes about how to declutter, and we started the garage. So I have my list here of what we need to finish in there. We started that this month. And then there's these lined pages back here. So this will be for any notes of anything that comes up while we're cleaning the living room. So if there's something that doesn't fit over here, I can put it in the notes pages. So I will be reviewing this monthly for my reset, weekly as well, because I've got like the habit tracker here. But that is what I will be doing this month as far as the house, because our house is, I think, 14 years old. So it needs some, you know, fixing. The living room, not so much, but other areas of the house, there's some stuff that we need to fix. I haven't done a big deep clean, like serious deep clean in a while, so it's time for that. And I've been putting off decluttering probably since like before COVID. So that is the plan for January. So now you have seen my monthly budget, my monthly goals, my monthly cleaning, and I think that about covers it. Oh, I did not talk about the shopping my stash or project stash down yet. let me grab my bullet journal for that as well. So I've been tracking stickers and books, and I'm going to continue to do that. But I made a slightly different spread in my bullet journal this year. Rather than just like ticking off how many I've used, I'm going to include like haul and used. So up here, I've got my stickers. So what I'll do is if I purchase any, I'll write them in here, how many, what, all that stuff. And then I'll put over here how many I used. And then I can compare like what my net is. Like if I bought a sticker kit, but I used like 3 sticker kits, then my net is still 2. So I'm doing good. And I'll do the same thing with books. The goal is to not fill this side and only fill this side. I do have, I think, 3 books on that I've already pre-ordered that are coming out in 2023. So those will be probably, hopefully, the only books that I purchase in 2023. At least that's the goal. So that is my Shop Your Stash. For December, I showed you this before. I didn't get through any of the books in my stash, but I did get through a lot of sticker sheets. I went through 33 of them, but I did not track how many like I purchased this month because I got like the Celebrations collection. And then I didn't purchase them this month, but my Pink Friday from Christiane Designs have been coming in. And then I also have the Advent calendar ones that I've gotten. So it's probably really a wash, but at least I used up a bunch of older stickers. So that is why I changed next year's bullet journal to have like how many I bought that month versus how many I used. Because the whole point of this is to get the stash down, not to keep adding to it. So hopefully with my budget for personal items, my low no buy on like the stickers, the books, the notebooks, and the new tracking method, I will be much better at actually using what I have without purchasing more. All right, we have reached the end of the January reset. And if you have stuck around this far, you are a freaking rock star. And I am so glad you stuck around. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on anything we covered today. And until next time, I hope your coffee is strong enough to get through this video.